this present moment, she feels as though all the pieces of her life are falling into place. It's just that she not there to enjoy it. She have this hunger that cannot be sated. No matter how eagerly she feed on the give and take of relationships, like she hollow, like there's a black hole inside of her that absorbs all the warm security, support, and love, and it leaves her missing. It leaves her aching for an embrace that lasts forever, one that would compress her until she laid heavy because only she would feel complete, or would she? How can she ever feel content if she cannot precisely discern what's missing? There's a distance between her and the perceptible world. She cannot touch it or grasp its true nature, and it cannot grasp her own. Back in the day, she would open her eyes every morning, longing for a change. Out what she got instead were a thousand of disappointments to eventually she stopped counting. Depression has clipped her wings yet anxiety expects her to fly. Somehow she managed to disappoint herself, even though she didn't have any expectations in the first place. Everyone who kept their finger crossed for her has long quit as though they got tired of waiting. No wonder they left. She would too. Sadly, she cannot walk away from herself. She is forced into existing, watching people hands life so effortlessly, while she falls apart at 2 p.m. How are you doing? They ask. She tried to find the words, but they evade her. She can feel herself subsiding, nearing the point of no return. The cracks are starting to show her through flimsy layer of paper she'd been trying to cover them with. She just left her head up and smiled to say she's well, even not inside. That is how depression attacks on us. So how we can fight and overcome it? Nowadays, there are more and more cases of depression caused by pandemic around the world. Depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. You may have trouble doing normal day-to-day activities, and sometimes you may feel as if life isn't worth living. This does not mean that when a person suffers from depression, he or she can go crazy or had a mental illness, but when you neglect and make it worse, it will end into a mood disorder. In Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31, this Bible verse means that for depression it is a great source of hope because it reminds us that when our inherent strengths are exhausted by depressions, God will change or replenish. He will restore it, but much better and more useful. We will realize that we cannot afford to rely on our own strength because only God has the capacity and power to do it for you. So let us just pray always and trust Him, and let us uphold His word that but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Here are the causes of depressions. The death or loss of loved ones. Others may have depression with life changes such as a move or the death of loved one. Next is a family history. These are the scenarios of past family problems that cannot be resolved. Misunderstanding or broken families. A father has another woman while the mother has another man. Next is the result of our own actions because of our wrong steps or decisions in life that in the end you will also reap. Other factors are like abuse, discriminations, breakup, materialistic, or whatsoever. Here are the symptoms of depressions: feelings of sadness, tearfulness, emptiness, or hopelessness. angry outbursts, irritability, or frustration, even over small matters, loss of interest or pleasure in most of all normal activities such as sex, hobbies, or sports. Sleep disturbances, including insomnia or sleeping too much, tiredness, and lack of energy. So, even small tasks take extra effort. Reduced appetite and weight loss or increased cravings for food and weight gain. Anxiety, agitation, or restlessness, slow thinking, speaking, or body movement. Feelings of worthlessness or guilt, fixating or past failure, or self-blame. Trouble thinking, concentrating, making decisions, and remembering things. Frequent or recurrent thoughts of death, suicidal thoughts, suicide attempts, or suicide. Unexplained physical problems such as back pain or headaches. Here are ways to manage the depression.
First is you must have a connection to God. You must have a 20% of communication, not just as you need it.
Next is remember that God is hope. Hope in God because He has a good plans for you, as stated in Jeremiah 29:11.
Next is we must have a faith and prayer. No matter what happens, do not lose faith in God and praise us always because He is the only one who understands your situation better and knows what the situation to what's happening to you. Here are the quick stress reliever for depression. First, eating chocolates. Eating chocolates to meditating is a quick stress relieving tactic for everyone.
Next is to breathe freely. Slow deep breath can help lower blood pressure and heart rate. Listen to music or do karaoke. Next is to take a quick walk outside. Find the beauty of sun. Give yourself a hand massage. Next is to stretch all over your body. In meditation, the best way is to have a deep connection to God, having a prayer as if you are pleading and you are surrendering everything all to Him, and you will feel suddenly that you are relieved and refreshed, that feel comfortable. What is written in the Holy Scriptures are all truthful and powerful, so have a stronger belief on Him. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.